Welcome to another reaction video. With Bush, he reacts to whatever's hot on the YouTube street, speaking real and from the heart. Buckle up, welcome to Bush Reactions. With Bush, your go-to guy for the funniest, wittiest, and downright most honest reactions to the best and worst in entertainment. From classic movie viral moments to the latest celeb dramas, nothing is off limits. Hit that subscribe button and join the fun, because you won't want to miss a single reaction. Here on In Tune Perspective. Stay tuned.
Yeah, welcome to another reaction video with Bush. Man, what's first on the menu? The situation with 4X. Oh man, tragedy of 4X. Mr. Get the squabble on building. Blew off his right hand. Everybody knows the situation, but how whack things. So he got, I guess, report homies in the clubhouse situation. He gonna tell us exactly what happened. So we gonna get into that, analyze. Oh, you already know, homie. We finna claim. Hey, what they say on the West Coast, hey, we finna claim. Heard? Anyway, let's get into this video. So, yeah. Want to hear this dude's name? What's going on with him? Check it out.
Okay, well, listen, I'm trying to understand this, right?
Yeah.
If he driving,
Boom.
4X in the passenger seat,
Boom.
4X's
Boom.
right hand, so he tried to throw it
Throw
through
it out the window.
driver's side window.
From what I'm hearing, that's what,
Because the other
From what I'm
dude
hearing.
got messed up on one side.
Sure did.
So what did it do? Did it bounce back in?
It never went out.
It never went out.
It never went out the
Which
window.
made it worse because now
It's
the
right
glass
next to
is contained.
It's
in
right
the
next to you. And not only that, you're in a car, so you got
in the
roof
car, the blast
that's
is
contained in
contained.
the impact.
Yeah.
You got the room. But one thing I want to get on,
Damn.
whack, and I gotta say this, bro, it's a lot of goofy niggas on the internet. And I think these
You gotta remember, bro, and this is why, like, even with dudes I don't like, when stuff happen to them like this, I don't say nothing because you never know, bro. We ride motorcycles, we drive cars, we do things. You never know when something gonna happen. And Munchie B, they ride Munchie B, and I don't really deal with Munchie B,
No.
but I think people are missing that Munchie B never forgot the stories that was told about a few of his people, and I don't think 4X.
These people kill each other, and they get sensitive feelings hurt about when you do something goofy, and you're gonna get clowned. Their feelings hurt. Come on, stop. You know the clown, man. Stop.
He was thinking about it, but when
but whack, if you go into any of the history of Extra online, you would never find Extra even speaking up on Munchie. Never.
One time.
When?
The most recent. And I don't think 4Xers was like really thinking about what he said when he jumped up. When he jumped up on 607 Unk, he said, "I ain't Munchie B or one of them niggas."
Yeah, that's the plan. That's straight. I ain't like them. I ain't one of them. And then you name them. That's straight, verbal assault. That's clown. Y'all in the business, you feel me? This internet world, that's what it is,
Yeah.
Munchie,
because remember a week before that.
I get it.
Up said the SLOP word.
No, I get it, but you got to remember, Munchie gonna hear that his way.
You right.
So, I think it was honorable of Jap. Jap had all right to go.
Oh, he absolutely did, and you got to give him thumbs up for that.
Jack. Hey man, y'all gonna stop playing with the homie. I'm pulling up the fake. Like, stop it, man. This internet world, y'all better get more thick skin, like Munchie B said. Stop it. Dudes coming out to speak for him. He can speak for his damn self. Maybe you know what I mean? He's falling back to this internet. We already know that. We know Kevin Gates got his there.
Fans that, things can happen, like
Yep,
in life, not like
they
if you
do.
say something, somebody gonna trip, but just
They do.
things happen, bro.
But whack, look at when I'm talking about these weird, goofy, telling you like this, and this is I'm going nuclear. Aaron, I don't get niggas who do goofy shit, but that don't understand that it's goofy. So
Your man did goofy shit. He blew his hand off. What you talking about?
this is directed directly to Aaron the plumber. Aaron the plumber. That I know he apologized, but that whole shit he
Nah,
did,
but that
man, that's
apology don't mean
goofy
that.
nigga shit.
That's just because somebody got on it.
He whacked on white plumber, so you know he gonna go ahead and try to bury him.
I don't care. They still goofy nigga shit. Like certain shit you should know is goofy, even if it brings you views. See, these niggas more concerned about views than being men.
Of
And like
course.
that right there is you joking, and then you got niggas making songs and like, bro, I'm gonna tell you, cause you know whack. Like I'm coming from not a fan perspective, not no nigga that's making money off this nigga. I'm coming from like a family point. Like this is somebody you see me with. You see me with oh what happened? You see
Yeah,
me with whether it's on camera or not. Like this is my fault. So I'm
yeah.
coming from a different point. I'm coming from a different angle. So when I say these things, you got to realize it's
But
coming
see,
from
here go
that
the
angle.
thing, bro. When you, like I said, if this would have been 2 years ago, a year ago, the world wouldn't even know about it. But
Right.
when you cross into that realm of social media, you're
Uh,
gonna gain some fans and you're gonna gain some haters. I don't even
no,
call them enemies.
we get that part.
I don't
We
even
get that
call them
part.
enemies because they don't know you to really be an enemy.
I ain't really hearing him describe what happened. We already talked about it. What's going on? They get into some other shit. He teaching him how to be on the internet, how to get, you know what I mean? Shit that he should already know.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
get that part, but I'm still
But
gonna call a nigga a goofy when he a goofy. So Aaron the plumber, that shit he did was beyond goofy because one, the, he the one that backed out of the celebrity boxing match with that nigga.
yeah,
So to be like, now I'm calling you out. First of all, you already had the opportunity to, but you lied and said niggas was threatening you in your DM. That was not true.
yeah, I wasn't.
The day we went to the zoo. I'm in the car with Fo Extra, and I'm asking him about the fight. He's like, man, we might have to cancel it. And I'm like, why? He like, this nigga talking about the homies is in his DMs threatening his life. And he spoke up on one specific homie who we picked up. And I'm like, bro, did you really get it? He said, nigga, that's bullshit. Nobody in that nigga DMs threatening him. That nigga just scared. So that's
Yeah, right. No, it's any man just across the world that could have been in this DM. It could have been somebody that's not even from police, somebody that's not in LA in his DM. He a public figure now. I'm sure he has some dudes in his DM, but he still just went on with the fight. I was trying to suck him.
when I knew, oh, this nigga's a pop star. He
Yeah,
bullshitting.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
come on, man. You come on, you on that Bieber shit. Like, come the fuck out of here. You gonna make and then now after the incident happened with the homie, now you wanna make joke and like this to me is goofy. I just think it's weirdo shit. It's weird. And then you got I don't know. It's just a terrible situation, bro. I hate that shit happened, but I also hate this internet shit where niggas feel like they can get off now. It's like
all they
y'all
gonna
niggas
do
are
that, bro.
weird.
Listen, I tell people, I've been dealing with it longer than anybody.
You
You know what
have,
I'm saying?
and they be on your ass.
Academically,
You had. They be on your ass.
academics, people like that, Vlad. We've been dealing with Vlad probably the longest, right?
Right, right.
It's kind of like you hear it, and then only thing he can do, only thing Fo Extra could do is have
Mash.
to reinvent, just add to what he was. Like,
Exactly.
'cause, I thought about it, right? I totally forgot my grandfather.
Uh-huh.
Always, since I was born,
Uh-huh.
he's always only had this in his thumb.
Oh,
I didn't even,
oh.
but listen, he worked on cars. He was painter. He used to paint buildings. But I never sit back the other day. I said, dang, my grandfather, all he had was his thumb and his knuckle line.
Yeah, 4X is embarrassing. He ain't coming out
come get me from school. He drove. He fixed things around the house. So it's kind of like, and these days they got other things, prosthetic things, other
Bro,
things where yeah, he gonna be able to tap into.
Yeah, but who paying for all that? Who paying for that? Black people pay for it. Adam paying for it. I don't think black people got the insurance. Feel me?
Psychologically, it's a lot. You know, being an able body, being who he is, and just can't do what he used to do. But I think within time, especially with him, he too cocky to lay down. You know what
And
I'm
like,
saying?
look, like I've been telling everybody, I got on the phone with a few of my cousins from down the block on Slauson, and one of them was like, "Bro, I think it's over for your boy." And I said, "Actually, this is gonna make him bigger, because one, you got people who never spoke on him that probably knew of him but never mentioned him, speaking on him now. The other day, Kevin Gates
He
was
was on the news. The nigga
bro.
was on the
You
news
had
in New York.
Lamar Jackson, an NFL MVP, tweet out, "Damn, Bo Extra blew off his hand. Y'all be safe out there." We talking about one of the biggest athletes in the world. So like, yeah, it happened. And
Yeah, but this is like 15-minute fame. It's bad. You know, it's not possible. So how he take it and run with it, we'll see. But you know, this ain't like one of those 15 minutes of fame where you can grab it and run with it. This is something that he got to cover. He got to figure out what he wants to do, how he wants to look out there. He's still, you know, thinking about how he blew his man face off. You know, that's affecting. You know, he's going through a lot mentally. So to be able to bounce back from this, I don't know.
And like you said, it's time for him to reinvent himself. It reminds me of when the DOC got into the car accident. That
Yeah.
nigga lost his voice. So niggas is like, damn,
Yeah.
what's the nigga?
DOC, that's the difference. DOC got talent. DOC is a good rapper, one of the best on the West Coast. DOC became a writer. He wrote a lot of stuff with Drake, things like that. More extra talent, talk about squad, things like that. You know, that's something. And I don't think people really gonna be fearing him like that after he loses right there. You know, they still gonna be fearing him, but he don't have that same, you know what I mean? That same fear factor going on.
Not only did he stay down, nigga, he wrote half the Doggy Style. He wrote half of, so he reinvented himself as a writer. So now DOC still a nigga, but without his voice. So Spo Extra might not be able to squab and do all that anymore, but now he's gonna be one of the biggest guests on people's podcasts and on his own.
If they take him down to the number,
Okay, but my thing is, like I said, 15 minutes of fame. You're gonna hit Camp Phone, hit Vlad, hit all these platforms. And after he speaks on, you know, the hand blowing up, what else? What else can he talk about? He already spoke on everything else. And tell you the truth, man, they talk about he going to jail.
knuckle line, right?
Uh,
That becomes a club.
boy,
He can't break no fingers now.
boy,
Listen, you let him get the hit in the bag and get that strong,
Oh, it's
right?
over.
He's going to fight like that. You know that.
You already
Now,
know.
he may not be able to do all his grappling and grabbing like
And
he used to.
That's
But
where they fight the pins. They crash.
yeah, but
Told you this shit.
yeah, yeah.
Bam.
But on top of that, bro, it was a gift and a curse because four extras
I don't see no gift.
situation scared a lot of people away from popping their fireworks. And if those people would have went and topped them, it's a chance and possibility something could have happened. I know at least 20 people that said, man, I'm going to fall back.
Bro, you know
You
what
get
else this is going to turn into? Me from a businessman point. We putting out 4 extra commercials every year around the 4th of July telling people to be safe out here as a PSA warning.
Nah, that's boy ain't going for that. That's like some clown shit. I don't really like that, you know. He want to make him more extra an example of the goofy dude that blew his hands off and telling y'all, be careful, you don't want to be like him. I don't know boy extra going for that.
You please be careful with these fireworks because it could change your life detrimentally. So that's what we doing. So it's a play. Every year you're gonna see commercials ran with him in it and getting those kind of bags from the groups that's gonna be supporting kids not harming themselves on the 4th of July. So it's more shit going on. We like niggas ain't dumb out here. Niggas is more than just.
Oh really? Niggas ain't dumb. You got an M8 little piece of dynamite. Two of them. Run around. We about to blow up some house. All cameras saying. Hop in the car with them. That's goofy right there. Like that, they in the car. I feel like they said, what they say, he threw it, hit the window. Bah! Take his man face off. Take his hand off. Niggas ain't dumb. I beg to differ because that was some goofy shit. But niggas admit, you know what I mean? Admit they won't really, and you know what I mean? Look at what they did, and that's when they gonna learn. Don't try to justify the goofiness because this was going down. This is some real goofy shit.
You know, but like.
So what you think about, bro? What you think about?
Me up.
Now I'm gonna tell you something else I didn't like. I saw the.
Oh yeah, I fuck.
You had Adam, Lush, King Peel, and Hefe, right? To elaborate on King Peel just shut it down. So now I'm looking at the panel. You got in Hefe. He ain't got nothing against Foe, but he ain't gonna speak up for it.
Nah.
Munchie B definitely not. King Peel the one shutting it down. It's kind of like it was on Lush and Adam to represent that. And
well,
I'm kind of like,
be on the show. Oh, the one before that, the day before that, when Adam was on there, and
because I feel like if you was there, you would have made sure it got addressed, right?
100%. 100%.
But we seen something. We seen Lush do what he do, what I want him to stop doing. Somebody hurt him. Well, Adam, first of all, instigated. He brings up King Peel's rap, and he was like, yo, you don't even want to know what he said, right? And as soon as he said that, I'm like, he must have just praised, right? And then Lush.
Adam is the master. You know, behind he knows when to get a viral when playing the lyrics, disrespecting and set. And you know, and F ain't going to sit there and let it rock. Adam will.
They could have got away from it because Adam kind of bagged off of it. But Lush tried to keep it going.
Yeah, he did.
But they picked up on it like, hold on, bro. Before we get any further, somebody want to say what he said. Right now, the back and forth happened. And when you look at the internet, King Peel is getting the short end of the stick.
So what really happened? Did King Peel diss them guys on his song?
He took
Trey 5-7 is his enemies.
Trey 5-7.
Get it? No, that's what happened.
Right? I got a.
Yeah, y'all know what happened. Adam and Mastermind Spectrum again. Come on now. You already know what's really going on. Let's be honest. And have they turned up on now, he killed like straight market essential. And after Hefe turned up on him, then he wanted to go fight Adam.
And boy, do I have a story for you. So for those of you who are not entirely tapped into the 4 hours or so that we did on the No Jumper show last night, had a very nice podcast. At one point, King Pill, let's just describe King Pill's mannerisms throughout this podcast. He was allegedly high and on shrooms. So that certainly was a different version of King Pill than we've ever gotten before. And
hey, have nothing to do with none of that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. King Phil felt the pressure and Hefe sit next to him. So they both were kind of out of character. King Phil wasn't the same King Phil and Hefe sitting right there. You seen it from the beginning. He gonna play on the shrooms, this and that. But come on now, the boy King Phil, he can handle himself on some shrooms. That was just him. He felt the pressure. I feel like he was a little shook too, to tell you the truth.
the appropriate timing. Let's be real.
What are you
Happy
adding that to the
accidents.
story or something?
Nah, literally, as I just posted it on No Jumper, I guess the last video uploaded is a King Pill video where he got the gum drop. So
Because he knows that we're talking about him right now. What'd he say? I gotta see what he said. Okay, so what? He posted a reel. Adam almost got effed over. Cheap trick. Wow, this guy is such a lunatic. All right, well, anyway, we're gonna get into this. So basically, King Bill was not his usual self. He was a very fun version of himself the first two times that we had him on the podcast. This time he came on the podcast, it was weird. He was quiet. He said he was on mushrooms. He was just silent, sitting in this chair, whatever. As the podcast goes, and he's being annoying too because he was saying how he didn't like the topics, and I'm kind of like that might be like the most inaccurate thing you could possibly say in that moment because the topics were actually fire. We had really, really, really good topics. Obviously, a lot of tragedies, but we had very, very important things to discuss. And so he's complaining about the topics. It's kind of weird. And so one topic that just popped into my head, and people on the Reddit and everything are trying to frame this as if I was like really trying to set up an Aunt Hef.
You was liar. Instigator. You definitely know you. Stop. You all about that bottom line. Viral video. Get you more money. Stop.
King Pill beef, which is not actually my intent there. Hello, Julius. How you doing? That was not really my intent, but I asked and I mentioned, King Pill, you censored some of the disses out of your song. Now I'm going to give you guys the backstory on that is that when I was in New York, I was with Hit a J3, Bomb to Juno, King Pill, and the conversation happened while we were all driving around the SUV together that maybe King Pill should consider censoring out some of the swear words from his, or not swear words, but gang disses from his songs, because in particular, there was one diss that could very much be perceived as a diss towards the 8Trays. However, where King Pill is from, that same diss refers to another hood. Now, keep in mind, Aunt Hefe from 8Tray Gangsta Crip. When I said that he censored out the swears, I didn't mention who, not swears, but gang disses. When I said that, I didn't mention who might be offended. I didn't mention what it was, but very quickly, the Aunt Hefe energy changed. And there's a clip, it's on the No Jumper Instagram, in which you could.
Y'all got to man, 8Tray Gangsta, big ass set. They all lay out there. And have they got homie. You feel me? That's watching real close. Any type of disrespect, they gonna talk to Aunt Hefe, it's gonna be some politics going on. You feel me? Especially the boy from Pomona, things like that. You know, the LA boys, they think they superior to everybody, so you already know what's gonna happen. So Aunt Hefe was on heavy defense. And he checked it right there. He's like, wait a minute, ain't gonna be no disrespect. Period. You feel me?
Could see Aunt Hefe kind of turning up, not being super disrespectful to King Pill, but making it clear that he don't mess with that's not cool, etc. Everybody saw it, and then it got very, very, very awkward sitting on this couch because you have King Pill reading the chat, you have Aunt Hefe reading the chat. They're both facing directly towards the chat and are 100% paying attention to it, reading it, and the chat is going off on King Pill. You ducked it. You tucked your. You use a pussy. You just ranked it. Like, etc. Just everybody going down.
Why you think he acting crazy at the end of the show? He read all that shit. He scared it.
King Pill basically clowning him. A few, maybe 5% acting like Aunt Hefe kind of a bully or whatever. But the overwhelming narrative was King Pill, you just tucked your between your legs. Anyway, we come to the end of the podcast. And I even noticed Aunt Hefe kind of trying to like be a little cool to King Pill after that, like kind of saying like a few things to him. But for the most part, they didn't really interact. For the rest of the podcast, and King Pill went silent. He barely said a word for the entire rest of the podcast.
Ant did try to be chill, though. There's a couple times he was.
King Pill was trying to figure out what should he do? What should I do? How do I redeem myself? Mark me out. What do I do?
Like, respond to what he said in a chill way.
And to be fair, I kind of feel like we saw a little bit of a different version of Aunt Hefe yesterday because of the fact that he came in, no lean, notably, just got in a car accident or just got a flat tire in his car. And it just felt like we were kind of feeling like a degree of aggression from Aunt Hefe that we hadn't really seen? Like even when him and Munchie got into like a weird.
Yeah, I seen Hefe speak on the situation. He said he wasn't expecting King Phil to be there. He seen the fire light on. You know what I mean? Basically, he wasn't feeling the fact that King Phil was there. That's what I learned from that.
Argument about like who's the most violent race or if black people are bad for each other in society or some shit like that. Like the level that relatively simple argument got to was like kind of intense. Like it kind of ratcheted up the aggression to a degree that I wasn't really expecting. Either way,
dumb for even like responding to it.
yeah, that got kind of intense too. Either way, podcast ends, and I think everybody's thinking in the back of their head, we got to get these guys out of here in a timely fashion and in a way where nobody has any interaction, whatever. So what's up? So we finish up stuff here. We go out there. As I walk out there, I see that Aunt Hefe is already kind of dipping and that Munchie's like damn near out the door. And the Pomona boys and King Pill are the only ones left, right? No big deal. I'm like, okay, cool. They got out smoothly. That's good.
I wonder if Hefe was by himself at the time.
I go.
Probably not.
I'm hungry as hell. Start heating up my meal in the microwave. As I'm heating up the meal in the microwave, King Pill comes over to me and he says, yo, what's up with the money for the episode? Because I had actually told King Pill, I was like, listen, like, I want to try you out consistently on the Tuesday show. He said, all right, but bro, I'm broke. So I need money. Like, you know, are you going to be able to pay me? I said, okay, cool. We'll be able to give you a little bit of money for appearing on here or whatever. Is the music seriously that loud? What the is wrong with these girls? Just so you guys know, it's a plug talk day. We got to make sure that door stays closed. This is insane. But anyway, so
Calvin Harris DJing in the next room.
yeah, shout out to Calvin Harris. God damn, I really just wanted to get through the story of these pieces of shit. Oh, they closed the whatever. Anyway, so King Pill starts coming over to me, talking to me about this $200 or whatever the fuck it was. He's saying, yo, like, can you send me that money right now? I said,
200 easily out. King Pill going really, really bad out here. Or actually, right. Boy is broke as a big cat. And make it bad. Messed up opportunity for $200.
yeah, you know the group chat that I put you in with Josh? Just text that, and Josh will send it to you by the end of the night. He goes, by the end of the night? He's like, I'm trying to get paid right now. I need that money to get home. And I'm like, you realize that like a lot of people who work here, you know, you get paid like every 2 weeks, every month, whatever, at the end of the week, etc. I'm like, it's not like, why are you acting like it's just like the most obvious thing in the world that you're supposed to be getting paid instantly as soon as you finish the podcast? Like, you got to chill. Like, the idea is that you're supposed to be on here consistently, you know, and it's like, why are you putting pressure on me to pay you instantly as soon as, you know, it just like struck me as a very weird thing. But his energy is weird. He's walking towards me. He's like really like kind of getting close to me and stuff. Pull up the No Jumper Instagram. We're gonna start reviewing the footage of what actually happened in the office right here because, yeah, it's very.
Me and Donnie were both there too, so
yeah. So I do have some people who can attest to the way that this whole situation went down. All right, let's pull up this video. Here we go. King Pill tries to fight Adam 22 after their podcast. Now, there's no audio here, but we're going to be able to see the body
I mean, you can see it
mannerisms.
from that first pick. Look at the body language in the first pick.
Yeah, okay, so let's press play. Yeah, obviously. So you see me to the left, and that's King Pill wearing the army fatigues. We love a man in uniform.
Yeah.
And so he's kind of pressing me right now. He's saying, like, you know what, can you send it right now? I said, Josh can send it. He goes, can you make him send it right now? I'm like, if you want, you could call him. He goes, why can't you call him? He's like, it's your business. You can call him. He's like just pressing me about like the dumbest shit possible right now. And those are all his boys.
You see how Shorty tried to reach out and like grab his hand and tell him to chill too, really subtly?
Yeah. And so, okay.
He wanted that $200. But see, this is the whole situation. Adam supposed to spit smoke between the P-Waves and Dumbo, Pomona in LA. 456, 456 versus xtra gangster. You feel me? Adam knew what was going to happen. He he brought up provocative lyrics that provoke people, you feel me? Lyrics that do this and all these games, this is the other side. Why would you bring up a subject like that when you got a room full of gangsters that's from different sets? So it get heated. Pink Pill get marked out. Now you know what's going on these internet streets right now. They going back and forth at each other. And it could you know, spill over the streets. You know how this works. So when King Pill get murked out, he want his money now because he felt disrespected. You know what I mean? He approached Adam. You hear Adam talk about he was ready to shoot. Adam said he had to flick on. He said he was ready to get it. I'm like, damn, all this because something provoked. But look at all the content Adam got from it. This is his master plan, yo. This is his master plan anyway, man. There was another reaction video. You got Ann Hefty going crazy with King Pill right now. They call him Mean Pill. We waiting on King Pill's rebuttal. You know he's gonna hit the internet talking too. I don't know if we're gonna ever see him on No Jumper. I doubt that. We definitely will see Ann Hefty on No Jumper to be a businessman. You know what he say? Ann Hefty don't give a fuck about nothing but what the checks. Oh man, the moral of the story is, man, Adam be getting into some hot ass water. And if your brain ain't not smart enough, it's gonna get you. Like you got King Pill. Rest in peace to King Pill on the internet streets. It's over for that one. I ain't gonna hold it. Another Bush reaction video we out.
Gripped up, he ain't trying to fight. 2 keys make a nigga risk it. I'm on the road with a 2-piece and a biscuit. Getting caught, that ain't shit we talk about. A nigga talk when he caught, stab him in his mouth. I ain't even do shit. The crib working construction. We move bricks. Look at me now. I made myself. We did it for the love. We did it by ourselves. You know the same story on the block, rock for guap. Now we building the business underground to the top. A lost young nigga hustling on the dark road. I'm still a hustler. Cause that's all I know. Flip it to the snow cause the tree was too slow. Now we Maji and Perk, we bout to cop a boat. I love my niggas though, last real niggas left. From the cage to the stage, we did it the best. Weak niggas got left, sleep niggas got slept. From the page to page, Brooklyn we born to rep.